Hello, Caroline here, your favorite writer slash tweeter. I just got back to the hotel room from seeing an early premiere of the movie Divergent. Now I'm going to discuss both the pros and the cons. Most of the time, when there's a book to movie conversion, everyone pictures the book a little bit differently in their mind, so it's not going to come out on screen as you would think it would be. But that wasn't even the problem with the movie. So here are the pros. The pros for me were, first off, Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort and Theo James. There were like these times when Theo slash four slash Tobias would say something and it would just be serious. It would sound so serious, but he was being sarcastic, and I loved it. Being a sarcastic person myself, I just loved it. Cause okay, one time Tris was like, you don't mind people like going into your mind and seeing your fears, and he was like, no. Thought all of them played their characters very well, and Shailene Woodley and Ansel Elgort are personally some of my favorite actors. Ansel Elgort is my favorite person in the whole entire world, and he is beautiful, and I love him so much. He is the love of my life. Other pros were that some of the things that weren't as embellished in the book were more in the movie. Spoiler alert. I've read the book. I saw the movie early, so I'm going to be revealing some spoilers. Don't watch this video if you don't want to know what happens in the movie. Certain deaths in the movie, which I'm not going to reveal it if you haven't read the book, were more embellished in a good way. Tris was more emotional about them, whereas in the book, she kind of was like, "Oh, there's a war. I need to get over this." Here are the cons from my point of view. They didn't necessarily stay true to the book, and being a fan of it, that really bothered me. Um, I think that if you were to see the movie, you just went out on a whim and you just saw the movie without reading the books, you would think it was a fun science fiction action movie. My dad, he's never read the books, and he saw it. He said he would give it a B. Before, when they take the aptitude test to tell them which faction they side with, in the book it says that there is a knife and a piece of cheese to choose from before a dog appears. And in the movie, instead of using cheese, they used meat, which isn't really a big deal, but I mean, I noticed it. I feel like other people who read the book would notice it too. Honestly, it's probably better that they use that because it's kind of more realistic. Like, would a dog eat cheese? Also, during Dauntless initiate training, there were multiple fights before Triss had to fight anyone, and in the movie, it goes right into Triss being the first person fighting Molly. If you haven't read the book, you probably don't know what I'm talking about, so go read the book. Another thing that was different in the movie that was kind of more important in the book was when Peter the asshole, was reading the first article that came out about abnegation from Erudite, talking bad about Triss's parents and all the council members. Triss didn't really even like get that mad. She just got kind of peeved and then she walked away. Whereas in the book she got like really angry and almost like she pretty much caused a scene about it. Started their like war game routine and they had the paintball game. In the book, it wasn't even paintballs. Like for Capture the Flag, they used paintballs in the book. In the movie, they used these guns that when you shot someone, it like attached to them and it made them feel like they really had been shot, but it only lasted for like a few minutes. It's more dauntless, but it wasn't staying. That's another thing that like didn't stay true to the book. So, yeah, and also in the game, in the Capture the Flag game, in the book, Christina, being candor, was like, let me get the flag. You've had enough glory for today, Triss. But in the movie, Triss gets it, which, I mean, hallelujah, because Triss deserved to get the flag. Another flaw of the movie, I appreciate their creative, like, outlook and how they wanted to embellish certain things that probably should have been more important in the book just to make them appear better on screen. But they changed the location of things, they changed the importance of things, and like being a big book reader, that kind of bothered me. Book to movie conversions most of the time don't live up to what they should be, but with certain books they have, and I felt like this was going to be one of them, but it truly was not. One really important location that they changed was in the book her mom came to the Dauntless compound and talked to Tris about being divergent. In the movie, she didn't come to the Dauntless compound. Four never said, like, I know what you are. You're divergent. He never said that after she took her first, like, fear test. He never really said that he knew what she was. He kind of just tried to, like, hint to her, and he was like, is there anything you want to tell me? And stuff like that. And also, she hinted to him that she was, and she never did that in the book. You guys remember when she came back from visiting Caleb at Erudite because Four tried to show that he didn't have favoritism towards her, so no one would suspect what was going on between them, and she hits him, and then she runs away to visit her brother at Erudite because she's mad at Four. That never happened in the movie. And then when she comes back, she doesn't say, oh, I was sad because I was rejected by Four to Eric. She never says that. And that never happens. And I'm like, ugh! Last but not least, the major thing that really, really bothered me was at the complete end of the movie. Caleb, Marcus, and Tobias and her are on the train. There was no confrontation between Tobias and his father Marcus in the movie at all, whatsoever, besides in his fear simulation when he was almost whipped. There was no confrontation in real life. Tris was not even rude to Marcus, and at the end of the movie, it's only her and Tobias on the train, and that's how it ends. We can't forget about Peter either. He was supposed to be on the train. Seriously, I despise Peter, but I love Miles Teller. I love Miles, but I hate Peter, and I just love Ansel, so that's the end of it. And that's romantic, but where's Caleb? Like, where's Ansel? I need to know that Ansel is okay. You haven't told me that Ansel is okay, and I'm not okay with that.